I wanted to make this video to say that I was right. I was absolutely right. I hit the nail on the head, and I predicted this would happen to Anime Adventures. Now, if you've been around the channel for the past month or so, I've been known to milk the game a teensy tiny bit, and this video is no different. Once again, we are going to be talking about the decline of Anime Adventures, and this will serve as a way for me to organize my thoughts before I make a bigger, more video essay type video, but that's going to be in a while. Before I can truly decide whether AA is really in the gutter or not, I think I'm going to give them one more update. If by next update things are still declining, then I can safely say that the game is dying. For now, I still think the game is declining, and it's definitely falling off. I won't call it dead though. I definitely won't say it's dead. There's still a dedicated player base for it. But let's talk about why exactly we see Anime Adventures having the player count that it has right now, which it's not historically low. I'm sure it's been lower at some point. But when you compare it to the competition, it is lagging behind hard. These are our current big three for anime tower defense games, and as you can see, Anime Adventures is in third place pretty significantly, with Anime Last Stand having more than double their player count. And a lot of people are in my comments. I've been reading a lot of the comments. The newer ones are telling me, Barry, is AA cooked? AA is at 15k. What's happening? I didn't think this would ever happen. Guys, I foretold this. I prophesized this. I knew exactly what was going to happen. But when I said it initially, this was back when the wave of hype for Anime Adventures was at an all-time high. So if I spoke remotely critically of the game, I would just get absolutely fucking lynched and dogpiled on. So I didn't bother elaborating as much as I'm going to elaborate on this video. Now, something else I want to make note of, Akudo Anime, the GOAT, this dude was on it even before I was. This guy was the OG. As far as I know, he was the first YouTuber to ever make a video really addressing why Anime Adventures has problems that have not been fixed and will eventually lead to the downfall of the game. Shout out to him, because when he first made that video, I read the comments and he was getting absolutely fried by the Anime Adventures fans. But now those same fans would not say what they're saying now. I'm noticing a lot of the people that were hardcore fans of the game either completely turn their backs on it or change their opinions because they're seeing the proof, right? The proof is in the pudding. I highly recommend watching his video if you have the time, because it's a very well structured rant talking about why Anime Adventures coming back is not all sunshines and rainbows. But if you don't want to sit there and watch the entire video, because I know a lot of us, myself included, have the attention spans of a goldfish, I'll summarize this video. Anime Adventures was not all that. It was never all that. People were blinded by nostalgia, myself included. I'm not too proud to admit I was wrong. I saw the game was coming back. I started jumping for joy. I started doing backflips on it because I also thought that Anime Adventures would come in and swoop the Roblox tower defense scene as the savior that we all thought it once was. But truth be told, the game is good, but it was not as good as we remembered it. And you know what else is true? The competition is better. Frankly speaking, I won't speak in absolutes, right? Because you can't objectively say that something is true or not. This is my opinion. I think Anime Last Stand and Anime Vanguards are better than Anime Adventures. I really, really sincerely do. Now, trigger warning, opinions. Those are my opinions. Some people might not agree with the ALS take, but I've personally been having a lot more fun playing Anime Last Stand, grinding for units, getting godlies, grinding for shards, getting rerolls. I have been enjoying that a lot more than I have with Anime Adventures. In fact, the last time that I touched Anime Adventures was to record a dungeon gameplay for the new update, and I wasn't even motivated to get the new units. I didn't bother getting Toji or Rukia or any of the new units that they had in the banner, because frankly, the magic of the game was wearing off on me. If you want me to be honest, I just didn't feel the same passion and eagerness and joy to play and grind the game like I once did. And whether that's because I'm just getting older or if I like different games, we'll never know. But that's how I personally see it. We see the game dropping in player count more and more after we thought this update was going to save the game. But the truth is, It seems to me, at least currently, I can definitely be proven wrong. This video could age like milk, and if that is the case, I'll be happy to eat my words. But anime adventures cannot keep up. In the current landscape of things, with the current attention span of the tower defense community, people don't want to wait over a month for a single update. People do not want to have a sneak peek trailer dropped with no announcements after like weeks of no communication. People don't want to sit there and grind out a long game mode over and over again for a unit to drop because the competition is just better. I'll give you some examples. Anime Vanguards. Yeah, sure, the current update that they had was an extremely long and arduous grind, but it wasn't RNG. And the game mode itself, sure, it was long, but people have a lot more fun on that game mode than they did playing dungeons for AA. Or if that example doesn't, if you don't really like that analogy, let me give you a different one. Anime Last Stand. You can sit here and grind for a godly. Sure, it'll take a while. There's definitely a lot of things that you need to do, and if you're not prepared, it will take you a very long time to grind out the materials. But it feels more fun. It feels more fast-paced. It feels more satisfying to grind that out, and you can feel the progression as you're checking off the boxes on each of the godly trials. I can't say the same for anime adventures, but those are just personal nitpicks. You want me to tell you what I really think is dragging AA down? And frankly, it's a weight that I think they can never take off. It's the models. The models don't look like anime characters. Every single update, more units get remodeled, more things get changed. And there are even shadow remodels too. Recently, they changed the models for Frieren and some other characters, like very, very recently. I saw a video about it, and people don't like that. I'm going to be 100% honest. The fact that this game is slowly going down the anime defenders route, where more and more characters are starting to look like OCs rather than their original anime counterparts, is killing the game. It is murdering the game. People don't like that. The fact of the matter is, you play anime tower defense games to use anime characters. And, you know, I was once of the belief that if you come across copyright laws that you can't break, it's perfectly fine to change up the models and players shouldn't be angry or stop playing the game because that's just how the law is. I really don't believe in that anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying break the law. Obviously, what games like ALS and Anime Vanguards are doing is illegal because they are stealing IPs, like intellectual, like owned characters. It's not their characters that they're using in their games, yet they're still making money off of it, which, in the eyes of the law, is a big no-no. But in the eyes of the Roblox tower defense community, it's that or nothing. I'm gonna be honest, it really is that or nothing. Either your characters look like the anime and you have a successful anime tower defense, provided that you update somewhat frequently and listen to the community and have an enjoyable gameplay system, yada yada. I think the end all be all for an anime tower defense game is that they need to have characters that look like the anime. And I know that might seem like the most obvious take in the world, but, you know, with how Roblox is becoming as a platform, Roblox is getting bigger and bigger every single year. Millions and millions of users are logging on, whether that's bots or real players. You know, there's really no 100% way to know. What I do know is that Roblox as a platform grows day by day, and as it gets larger in size, it becomes more noticeable for IP holders, these big brands and companies that own a lot of the popular anime characters that these games love to use. They start to take notice of them. And what's an easy example? Anime Adventures. As they kept growing and their community got bigger, and Roblox itself also got bigger, what happened? Well, GameFam saw some things that they didn't like, some My Hero characters that weren't being used legally. What did they do? They took the game down. And it was the same case for Anime Defenders. Now, they didn't get taken down, but they did get warned. By who or what character caused it, we'll never know. But we do know that legally, they were told to change their models or else something bad would happen. And the Anime Defenders effect, what happened? Characters were changed so much, so vastly, so differently, to the point where you couldn't even recognize who was who. And that killed the game. The same thing is slowly happening to Anime Adventures. I called it once, and I'll call it again. If they keep going down this path, as sad and hard of a pill as it may be to swallow, that game will die. Anime Adventures will not be able to compete with the rest of its anime tower defense counterparts if it can't do the most basic fundamental rule for any ATD game. Have anime characters. And that's not to say that I hate anime adventures, my bad. I don't want this video to come off as me completely ranting about how much I hate anime adventures, because a part of me still likes the game. I just can't bring myself to play it anymore. I just don't have fun playing it anymore. That's how I really feel, and I'm sure that's how a lot of other people feel, right? The player count reflects that. But the truth is, anime adventures is playing with... I was talking to someone about it. They used a really good analogy. Anime Adventures is playing with a different deck of cards than the rest of the other tower defense games. They're playing the same game, but they have a different hand. Anime Adventures is cooked. Why? Because they're already on strike one. If they get another copyright strike, it is over. It is over for good. Anime Vanguards has 0 strikes, meaning they can get away with stealing a bunch of IP copyrighted units. They don't care. No one's warning them. They're not on anyone's radar. Now, do I think there's a chance for that to happen in the future if the game continues to grow like it does? Probably. Like, I'm gonna be honest. If Anime Adventures couldn't escape, if Anime Defenders couldn't escape, what makes this game any more special? At the end of the day, these games are run off of theft. IP theft. Using characters they do not own. And that's just the fact of the matter, right? But as it stands, Anime Vanguards has one huge, gleaming advantage over AA, and so does Anime Last Stand. They both have an advantage over Anime Adventures. What is that? They have characters that look like the anime, and whether you like it or not, people are going to gravitate to those games. That is just how it works. That's how the cookie crumbles, and that is how Anime Adventure seems to be crumbling right in front of me. But with all that being said, that is going to be it from me. Let me know in the comments what you think about Anime Adventures. Are you still playing it? Do you not like it anymore? I would love to hear what you have to say. But for now, that's it from me. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Stay tuned for more content, and we will catch you in the next one.